Welcome to Ask Credit Coach, where our goal is to be able to provide you the tools and knowledge that would help you better your credit. On this week's episode, we answered two important questions. The first question was asked by Victor Perez from Montebello, California. His question is, what is the ideal number of credit cards that I should have? Great question. There really isn't an ideal number of credit cards. It all matters on how many you're comfortable carrying. If you don't mind making 7 payments to 7 credit cards and having to maintain that many credit cards, then that's fine. If you only want to have 1 credit card, that's also fine. The number of credit cards you have do not play a role on your credit. But here's the thing. You do want to watch out for the cards that have a high APR, because what that means is you're paying a lot of interest for whatever balance you're carrying. Number 2, you want to make sure your balance ratio is under 35%. Your balances versus your amount of credit limit needs to be under 35%. That plays a major role on your credit report. So the number of cards you have doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable with. Our second question was asked by Joan Rogers, all the way from Oakland, California. Thank you very much. And it's good to know that you're watching that way from up north. Her question is, I co-signed an auto loan for my daughter and she was recently late on making her payments. Does that affect my credit score and how can I fix it? Great question, Joan. And unfortunately, the answer is yes, it does affect the credit score. You being the co-signer, you consume 100% responsibility. If there are on-time payments, that's gonna help your score. If there's late payments, that's gonna hurt your score. You get to take a little bit of both, but here's what I recommend. I recommend for your daughter to send at least a minimum of 6 on-time payments, so she's able to refinance the car loan and get you out of it. You know, things happen. People do send late payments, but here's how you can fix it. If your daughter has been late maybe once or twice, what you could do is send a goodwill letter to the finance company. This is where you apologize for being late and generally ask them if they could please remove any derogatory information reported on your credit report as well as your daughter's. That's a 50-50, that might not work, but it's definitely worth the shot. So at the end of the day, be very careful who you co-sign for, because it could affect you both ways. It could be good, and of course, it could be bad. Again, thank you very much for your questions. If I could answer any of your questions via our video series, Ask Credit Coach, please email me at info@ihaveacreditquestion.com. Thank you very much, and see you next week.